Okay, in this video, I'm gonna look at the relationship between KATSEYE and Missy. If you don't know who Missy is, you didn't watch Dream Academy or Pop Star Academy, whatever it was called. So Missy was this lady, and she was kind of like running the show a little bit, and she had a lot of opinions about all of the contestants. She specifically really liked Daniella. She did not Manon all that much. She, I will say, does not pull punches in terms of what she honestly thought. If you haven't seen Pop Star Academy, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, but I keep, in a lot of my readings, seeing like this figure that feels like feminine and masculine, but usually always shows up as a king's card, and someone was like, that might be Missy. I just want to know if Missy, what she's up to. Also, the other thing is that Missy got promoted right after Manon went on hiatus, and that was like, people were like, that's suspicious, and Manon unfollowed Missy. We're going to see how Missy relates to the other members of KATSEYE, and also specifically Manon and Daniella. With that being said, everything I say is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, and with peace and love, and let's go. Okay, this is going to be Missy. My God. Oh my God. Okay, this is crazy because every single time it's usually always a king of cups or king of swords. That's so crazy that became her card. I knew it was her. Okay, we don't know that. This is just pictures on cards. That's so insane. That's her energy. Anyway, this is Missy. I'm inclined to believe that shadowy figure is her. This is KATSEYE at large. This also includes Manon in this. And the 10 of wands. Interesting. They're suspicious of her. Well, someone is. I don't know. As a collective, of course, we're reading on 6 members, so it's different. But there's something about, like this person is, like, looking into Missy's energy. I wouldn't even say it's, like, she's shady, but there's something, like, we don't trust something about you. It would be like if you had a boss and you, like, don't tell them everything, because it's, like, you're gonna, like, fuck me over in one way or another. That's what it's giving. 10 of, wands is so interesting too, because that's like moving away from Missy's energy, and it's burden. We find you burdensome. It'd be like a middle manager that it's like they make policies that make your job harder because they don't 100% understand your job, because they're like a manager. They're not like down on like the floor. There's something about that. I'm sure different members feel differently, but as a collective, that's what it is. It's like you're an annoying boss. No offense. Missy's probably not going to watch this. No offense, Miss Girl. I'm just reading the energy. I have no bias. Because also, I mean, like, if I'm put myself in the shoes of Missy, like, that must be quite a hard job to, like, give objective advice. Because I'm sure she was told to be, like, kind of, like, entertaining, at the very least, through honesty. Anyway, Missy got the Page of Wands. You guys hear that thunder? Oh no. I'm gonna keep going and we'll just roll with it. Missy got the Page of Wands in the reverse position, which is like, there's something about Missy not being able to, like, enact her will. That's what I think. The Page of Wands is in the reverse is sort of like fiery passion, but not being able to, like, enact it. There's something about that. I don't know if it's like 100% with, like, KATSEYE's aesthetic and maybe how they present, but it also feels like something personal to Missy. It could be kind of like I'm like living, what is it called? Like, I'm living vicariously through you. That's not it entirely, though. It's like, it would be like that's a drop in a big pot of stew. There's something like that. But this is sort of like, there's something I can't enact my will. That's all I keep hearing. I don't know what that means. Anyway. The members, it's an interesting card to get. They got the 5 of Swords in the reverse position, which is sort of like, I don't want to fight with you anymore. Like, I've given up. This is hopeless. I feel like the members don't really, like, there's a frostiness between them and Missy. Almost like a boss or like a coach or someone in charge of you that you don't really like that much, because like they're too much of a hard ass, or like they rat you out, or like they're not as supportive as you want them to be. The Hierophant is doing things by the book and the rules. She's definitely very, like, I think how she came off in the documentary is how she is in real life, where she's like, she's honest, she's a rule follower. But to be fair, I think that's also her job, is to like follow the rules and like keep everything together and locked in. I'm sure she's also got like a lot of people breathing down her neck, because she's not like, you know, in charge of the whole thing. Justice. Oh, you know, despite, I don't feel like the members really like Missy all that much. Despite that, I don't think she's actually like doing something like fucked up. I think it's like, this is my job. Like, this is what I'm operating in a system myself. So it's sort of like, if you were in the shoes of KATSEYE, you might be like that's unnecessary, or this is stupid, or like whatever. But it's like, if you were in Missy's shoes, you'd be like, she's like, I'm just doing my job. That's what it feels like. The members got the 4 of Cups in the reverse position, which is sort of like, I think they're a little strategic about what they say and don't say to Missy, to be honest. She's not someone you go to confide in, and not even confide in an emotional way. It's sort of like, if you have a problem, she seems like, her job seems like something where she's like the middleman between the higher ups and the members, but she's not like a manager day to day. She's like I don't know what the fuck her job would be, but there's something about managing them. I also think her job is like, because I see her connecting to somebody else. Like she talks to the members and then she relays that to somebody else and then she tells the members bad news. She does seem like she's like, her job literally is to kind of be an asshole. That's like her job. You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't her, it'd be somebody else. But there's something about her where it's like, it's unnecessarily cruel. Like she could really benefit from, I think, maybe working on her execution if I were to give any advice, any notes. Because there's something that I think she could do more and move faster if she was like a bit more tactful maybe in how she presented herself. Per the energy in the cards, IDK this woman. 5 of wands in the reverse position is like organization. Yes, because she organizes things. She relays information. I think she tells them no a lot too. But I don't know if they 100% know that the reason she's saying no is because she asked and they told her no, so she's relaying it to them. There's something about that as well. I think Missy's a little bit misunderstood. It would be like if you had a really strict teacher and you're like, why are you an asshole? And let's say that teacher is actually kind of a little bit of an asshole just because like they're under a lot of pressure themselves, but you don't realize that it's because they're getting information from like the dean or like the president of the university. There's something along those lines, but it's like the way you're delivering it is like, but the justice indicates to me that like she's not like fucking people over intentionally. She's not like doing underhanded things, although it could seem that way. I don't know if she's not allowed to explain like what the fuck is going on. That probably is it, because I mean like think about how poorly Hybex Geffen has been kind of communicating to the broader public. That might be it. One more pull, and then I kind of want to see how she relates to the other various members. She does care about them. She does, because this is like giving to you. I'm trying to be a good mentor. I don't know. I think, can I say something? And this is crazy. I think Missy has a lot of pain or hurt, emotional something. There's something, because I sense like a grief in her, but I do see her actually quite worried about them. I don't know. I think she's caught in a rock and a hard place, and I feel like she doesn't always know how to like move the most gracefully with that. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position is fortune not turning in your favor. I do think she's the bad guy. That's like partly her job is to be the bad guy as well. Because I don't think KATSEYE really favors Missy that much as a collective, I should say. But she's also much more present than they are in this reading. It's very much like from her energy, it's sort of like, I have to be the bad guy. This is my job. I'm trying to make things like smooth. But I will say Missy doesn't seem that tapped into her emotions. Or if she is, she doesn't share her emotions easily with others. That's what I see. Like, I see if she wants to cry, she like goes into the bathroom and closes the door and pretends she's like taking a shower so people won't question her. She seems like that type of a person. The 6 of Wands is, yes, she wants them to succeed. She cares about them. She does. She genuinely, I believe even Manon. I want to pull specifically though. I want to pull specifically on Manon though, because I keep seeing that Missy and Manon have kind of like a moment. But this is like, I want you to succeed and I care about you. But it's like, this is less like mother type of caring and more just like, I do wish well for you. It'd be like a teacher that wants you to like not like go to jail. You know what I mean? They want you to graduate high school. That's what Missy is feeling to me. The members I don't think are that favorable. I don't think they hate her. It's more just like, I'm trying to avoid you if I can. Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. Let's look now at, I'm going to pull Missy and Manon and do a mini reading. Maybe we'll do a brief one on everyone. How about? I'm running out of time. Okay, this is Missy. This is Manon. And this is the energy in between. Something's not complete. Oh, that's interesting. Missy got the 5 of Pentacles. That's being like out in the cold, like blocked out in the cold. Manon, I don't know what the fuck that means though. Manon got the Page of Pentacles, which is interesting. They both got Pentacles cards. Page of Pentacles is like, I'm asking or I'm begging. The world is something incomplete. So I feel like there's something that both of them don't know about the other one or about the situation at large. I think they may also have incomplete information. Their dynamic is also incomplete as well. I think they're still, I wouldn't say in communication, but in relation to each other in one way or another, like a boss that works in a different department from you now, but it's like you guys still are under the same company. It's so many Pentacles cards as well. That's so interesting because Pentacles is money. It's also physical things. It can also be health. Missy got the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse position. I don't want to give in to you. Oh, partly it feels like, can I say something? This is crazy. I don't know. It's almost like in Missy's energy, it's like I stuck my neck out for you. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's like, well, I mean, it is what it means, but I don't know how it would relate to Manon. But this is what it feels like. I stuck my neck out for you and you didn't like repay me back or you didn't fulfill your end of the bargain. I'm not giving to you anymore. I don't trust you. Because this is being left out in the cold. Almost like Missy was like, I'm going to take a chance on you. And then when Missy did, Manon didn't like do something she was supposed to do, and it made Missy look bad. There's something like that. It's weird. Because this is like, I'm no longer giving to you anymore. I don't trust you as much. You didn't like give back to me what you said you were going to. I mean, it's not as like partnership as that, of course, because I mean, like Missy's probably like what, like 10 years older than all of them? 15? I'm not sure. I don't know how old this woman is. But older than certainly. Like Manon was like what, 20 when she was in all of this? Looking at Manon's cards, with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Moon in reverse, there's something about work or labor, and the Moon being in the reverse position suggests to me that there's something like illusionary going on. I feel like I said this before, but there's something like what the job description said and what doing the job that's like different. It's like there was like a bait and switch involved in one way or another regarding labor. It would be like, oh, you're only going to work 40 hours, and then they end up working 80, and it's like you don't get compensation or there's no way to opt out of it. That's an example. I don't know if that's it, but like in Manon's energy, it's also because she got the page. There's something about like I'm trying, I'm working hard, and it's like not translating to Missy or like people like Missy. The dynamic is interesting. It doesn't feel that emotional whatsoever. It feels business. I'll be honest. I feel like I don't think Missy likes Manon, but it's not emotional. It's not personal. And I feel like there is somebody else then that does not like Manon, that it is personal. But Missy doesn't feel personal, but she's like, I don't like you because you make my job harder. That's what it feels like. I don't like you because you make my job harder. That's what it feels like. The Moon in the reverse position is so interesting too, because it's sort of like, but it also can be illusion. Like you don't have enough information. I feel like Manon might be being not given all the information that she needs to make an informed decision. And I think that's what's also been part of the issue in exacerbating like her being on hiatus. She's not given enough information. It's like they're playing her in the dark as well. I feel like Missy had reservations about bringing Manon on. I feel like there was a conversation where it's like after some time, Missy was like, okay, we'll give her a shot. And that was her okay was what got Manon in the group. But I feel like Missy had a lot of reservations because she was like, I'm not sure if she's going to fulfill her end of the bargain. And then we cut to now and sort of like from Missy's standpoint, you didn't. That's what it feels like. It's strange. The Tower in the reverse. From Missy's perspective, I do sense a lot of grief, almost like what could have been. Or I also, oh my God, you know what's so weird? Suddenly, I can only see Scooter Braun in my head. In relation to Justin Bieber, is this I'm gonna say this like 20 times. Is it crazy? If you remember, Scooter Braun was like what brought like Justin Bieber up in this world, and it's sort of like you see how Justin Bieber's kind of struggling these days. I think in my mind's eye, maybe it's trying to get me to understand the parallel where there's something where like Missy is sad for what happened in all of this, maybe for all the members, maybe with Manon specifically, but there's like, it's weird, like all I keep seeing is Scooter Braun and then Justin Bieber like in the very far background, and then I see Missy and Manon. I don't know, but there's something about that. There's a grief related to this feels like from Missy to Manon. Like there's a grief that Missy has. I do think Missy cares. I think Missy has a lot of like kind of personal, perhaps baggage maybe, and is also in kind of a high stress job. I feel like at one point Manon was like, fuck Missy, I hate that woman. I think now Manon's like cooled off maybe, or sort of like maybe she has a greater clarity of like, I don't even think she has clarity. I think she's more confused now about who is actually the boogeyman. I don't feel like she blames Missy as much. I don't think she fucks with Missy, to be honest. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Missy, I don't want to paint Missy as like an angel. I think Missy I feel like she has like a tact issue personally, and I also think her job is to be the bad guy. So it's like, if that's your job, like then you're kind of a bad guy. I don't think she's actually doing fucked up things. It's just sort of like she's just someone who like, she's the person that you get like a phone call from that's like, hey, like you're about to die, and it's like, I didn't kill you, but like I'm telling you, I'm giving you bad news. The Tower in the reverse position, a structure needs to change that isn't going to change. There's something in the way Missy conducts herself, or maybe in her job, or maybe around her, that needs to change. It feels like a structure though. I don't know what it is, but partly I feel like it's something she does, and partly something that she's forced to do. And it's like there needs to be a change in that, certainly. It doesn't seem that emotional, their connection. Just a little grief and sadness and sort of like, I wish things would have been different. And also, I do think Missy is a little irritated because Manon didn't like fulfill something that she was supposed to. Manon's not that present. I think she used to not like Missy, and now she's sort of like, that bitch is annoying, period. It's like an old boss, and you're like, I hated that boss. But then when you're not in the job anymore, you're like, I get it because I have more perspective. I'm not trying to paint Manon either as like bratty or whatever. I think Manon has a lot of perspective, and I think she is still in the dark and in a really frustrating position personally. Okay, let's look at Missy and Daniella. If you don't know, Missy like really loved Daniella in the documentary, and I think kind of still does. She said in the doc that like Daniella reminded her of herself when she was younger or something like that. IDK. I want to know. Someone said that there's like a parasocial, what is it? Enmeshment. Someone said there's an enmeshment. I think it was OG. If you know, you know. Okay, this is Missy. This is Daniella. And this is the energy in between. That's interesting. The Ace of Swords in the reverse position. You know, honestly, like right off the bat, it's giving kind of like there's like an unaddressed tension between them or something like that's not being said. Especially because Missy got the Eight of Swords in the reverse, the Ace of Swords in the reverse position, which is like not talking or not speaking like honestly, or not even that, like not speaking nobly. Almost kind of like like she speaks differently to Daniella than the other members. I don't know. There's something about that. The only word that keeps coming to mind is decorum. Like there's not a decorum with how she speaks about Daniella or to Daniella. Daniella got the Five of Wands, which is a really interesting card because this is sort of like being elevated in one way or another. But you got the Ace of Swords. You got the Eight of Swords in the middle, which is like being bound up mentally. There's a mental pressure in their dynamic. Specifically, I feel like Daniella. I feel like Missy elevates Daniella personally. I think Missy is genuinely one of the people that is pushing for Daniella to be up because this is like elevation. This is like visibility, being seen, being a leader, being in the front. However, there's a mental pressure. If I tap into Daniella's energy, it's like on one hand I'm grateful because like I'm getting so many opportunities, but on the other hand I feel a pressure and also kind of an entanglement. That's what it feels like. One that I don't think Daniella could really articulate well if you asked her. It's like a felt thing. Oh, I don't like their dynamic at all. Missy is the Five of Swords, which is like, I think she defends Daniella or fights for her or something. But I also feel like they get into arguments sometimes. This is weird. This does feel kind of like, it feels almost like mother-daughter kind of, but if it would be like your work mother, if you will. It's weird. I don't feel like Daniella's that happy currently, if I'm honest. I think I've said that for a while. I said something about like Daniella like perhaps getting into some sort of like issues with maybe like health and like substances, IDK. But the Queen of Cups, it's sort of like she feels pressure. She feels pressure in like the dynamic between her and Missy. Like, I don't want to let you down, but it's like there's something like weird about like, who cares? Like, she's your boss. Like, there's something more intimate about this. But I wouldn't even say they're like that close. Like Missy and Daniella, like, you know, hang out on the weekends. It's not really that. It's more just like an expectation. I was rooting for you. Kind of like, you know what it kind of is giving a little bit? It's like Maddie from, if you've ever seen Dance Moms, it's like Daniella's Maddie and like Missy's kind of like Abby Lee Miller, where it's like Abby Lee's a little too like invested in like Maddie. That's what it's giving. It's like but it's not as extreme as that because that was crazy. But it's like Missy's a little too invested in Daniella. That's what it's giving in a way that I think Daniella cannot 100% articulate, but feels almost like I have this pressure on me to perform well. Ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it. The energy in this is so much more suffocating than the one with Manon. The one with Manon was very just like business is business, like very like almost like everything is written down on paper. This is like messy, like an emotional stew kind of, but like no one can like lift the pot. No one can lift the lid on the pot. Anyway, Three of Wands in the reverse position is like a lack of building. It's interesting because like the middle cards are not favorable too. I don't know. Whatever it is though, whatever tension is here, it doesn't feel like something that's addressed. It's not something that's realized. It's not something like I don't feel like they've gotten into an argument before. I think perhaps Daniella's like talked back before, but that's normal. Like it's a working relationship or whatever. There's something about it. This is not being able to build, though. Oh, the connection is unsustainable, perhaps. Interesting. Missy feels like, I don't know what's going on in her personal life, but it's like it seems like there's a lot. She has a lot of private stressors that have made her like behave a little bit more, erratic isn't the right word, but a little bit more like severe maybe, or like sensitive maybe. I'm not sure, because I feel like a lot of stress or pressure in her energy specifically, and that affects how she shows up to her job. I'm gonna pull a card for the only reason I did Daniella and Manon is because those two are the ones that I think Missy has the most like directed opinions on. I don't know if she really said that much about Yoonchae in the documentary. I think she only said that Megan I don't know what she said about Megan. And I don't remember what she said about Sophia either. We're gonna pull. And Lara. Oh, all I remember is she said that Lara is cool. Lara has a cool energy to her, which I agree. Okay. This is gonna be Sophia, Lara, Megan, Yoonchae, Sophia. Oh, I need Missy's card. Missy doesn't feel that invested in Sophia, honestly. And I feel like Sophia doesn't feel that invested in Missy. I think Sophia wishes that Missy thought more of her or found her more impressive than she does. Missy, if I'm in my mind's eye, Missy's sort of like, she's cool, she's fine, like whatever. It's sort of like, in terms of potential, she's like, Sophia is a good anchor member, but it's like, if I'm in Missy's energy, does Missy have like a lot of shots in terms of like what the members can do, maybe in opportunities? There's something about that, because I feel like Missy actually does have a lot of pull in terms of like what the members are doing or how prominent they are. Missy thinks Sophia is just like there. She's like, she's a good anchor member, she's a very good foundation member, but she's not like vibrant star. You know what I mean? It's weird. She's like, my attention is focused in other places. I'm not investing that much emotionally into you, to be honest. That's weird. Sophia, Lara, Megan, Yoonchae? Yes. Lara is the Queen of Pentacles and Missy is the Chariot. I feel like Missy's hands are tied a little bit with Lara. I feel like there's something about all I can hear is my hands are tied. When I'm in Missy's energy looking at Lara, I feel like I'm going to say something. This is crazy, IDK. I feel like Lara's dad has a lot of control in her. I wouldn't say control, but maybe influence or like a hand. Because I keep seeing Lara's father, and it's like Lara is like in. This is a weird way to explain it. But in my mind's eye, I see Lara in a big pot, and then I see her father like he puts his hand in like Lara in the pot. Sort of like, I have my hand in your pot, like in what you're doing. And I feel like he might have a lot of pull or sway, or maybe it's like a money thing. Whatever it is, though, it's like, this is in Missy's energy. Like, my hands are tied. I can't do anything with Lara. I don't really think Missy wants to. At the same time, I also feel like there's a stuckness. Almost like I think Missy wants to take maybe Lara in a different direction and she can't, but I also think Lara feels unsatisfied with maybe how her career is going in KATSEYE or how much like effort or energy is being put into her. I feel like Lara thinks that Missy's to blame, and it's not to say Missy isn't, but I feel like Missy also has her hands tied. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain this. But I keep seeing, if it's not Lara's father, it's like somebody that is like a proxy for Lara that is older than her. I really feel that way, but it would be like if like her like a lawyer maybe, or like her uncle maybe, or like some manager that she has on the side. I'm not sure, because I see somebody like operating on her behalf, maybe not even sometimes with her knowledge, like I'm not sure, but there's something about that. It's strange. Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. I said this was Megan and this is Yoonchae. I think that's what I said, but I don't know. Megan got the Two of Wands in the reverse position, which is like thinking about your future and not being able to enact it. And then the Magician is sort of like, I think Missy wants to do more with Megan, to be honest, because this is like having all that I need but not being able to enact my will. And Megan is in the future. It's sort of like, I want to do more with Megan, I can't push her. I don't know why that would be, but Missy actually quite likes Megan. She likes the potential that Megan has. It also could be someone telling Missy this, but like for one reason or another, I don't feel like the strongest like opinions about Megan, other than like, I like Megan. I want to do more with her. And then with Yoonchae, it's this is merriment, happily. Yoonchae feels like pretty favorable about I like Yoonchae's down for whatever. Yoonchae feels pretty favorable about Missy, I would say. Almost like you can stabilize my career. There's something about stability. I keep hearing that word. And that Hermit in the reverse is sort of like, I want to do more with Yoonchae, but I don't know how. This feels like a demographic thing. Almost like, I don't know if like the United States is going to accept you, or I don't know what your specific niche is. I could see them trying to do something with Yoonchae if like the demographic, or if like the public will allow it. They want to do something with Yoonchae. They're like, she's marketable, she's a good worker, we like Yoonchae. Well, I don't know if I helped, and I feel like this reading was really chaotic, but I felt a little rushed. With peace and love.